Hello, and welcome to a new episode of John Enkosky's Mouthguard. I'm John Enkosky, and stay tuned for an all-new exciting episode. Hello. Okay, welcome to Mouthguard. Here on the panel today we have Michael Johnson, who is, I should probably announce, this is our sports-themed episode. And so all our topics are going to be about sports. So if you don't care about sports like me, then you can just change the channel right now. But if you do like sports, you should probably watch. Okay, with us today we have Mike Johnson, who's a Red Sox fan, Excellent. A bearded guy, goes to NESCOM.
Comedian.
Irish, comedian.
Yeah.
Okay, and on my left, we've got Andrew Eldrige, very tall guy, wears glasses,
Thank you.
Kind of a hero at the main channel. And then at the very end, we have local loudmouth and space laser advocate, Daniel Day.
Nice to meet you, John. Glad to be on the show.
Okay. Let's get right into the first topic. Steroids. Are they really just performance-enhancing drugs that make all sports, and more specifically baseball, better and more interesting, or should they be taken away altogether?
I think steroids definitely does make sports more interesting. It doesn't really ruin the integrity, except for it being artificial, but artificial home runs and all that type of stuff. But I really think that steroids in baseball has actually helped it get off the map, get off the ground again, since they had the strike in '94. And so, I don't know. I like steroids in baseball. I just don't like Barry Bonds taking steroids.
I take it you have something to add?
Well, it's just, to me, sports are really a challenge of ethics, John. You know what I mean? It's a really question of ethics. You know what I'm saying? Now, we don't use aluminum bats in professional baseball. You said it for a reason, John. And that's
we don't use aluminum. We don't use aluminum bats because if you
believe in the integrity of the game. I mean, what's the difference between using an aluminum bat and allowing steroids? It's all performance techniques.
Using an aluminum bat.
Right,
using an aluminum bat makes the ball.
It's defeating the purpose of the game. It's just defeating the purpose of the game, really. What's the point?
Using an aluminum bat, when you hit the ball with an aluminum bat, it goes faster and harder, and so you don't want to kill anybody.
Wait, maybe we should kill people. What if they just used guns to play baseball?
Well, that'd be hunting.
That's a sport I would watch.
Are you saying aluminum bats destroy the integrity of baseball?
Oh, no. I'm just saying it's kind of a...
That's why they use them in the Little
sloppe
League.
Is what I'm saying. It's a slippery slope when you start adding things like that. I'm just saying because the Major League Baseball has decided to continue the use of wooden bats, just because that's what they believe in the traditions of baseball. Okay. Now, just to me, in steroids, just ruins any sport, really, because it gives some athletes an unfair competitive advantage over their opponents.
This guy sure likes to talk.
Okay, now
it stands to reason. It stands to reason.
It's aluminum. Well, getting back to the topic, steroids is definitely, I don't necessarily think it's. No, I think it's a good idea. I like steroids in baseball.
Would you refer to steroids as like the salt of baseball? That little spice that makes it a little extra nice.
Or the steroid of baseball.
I've got to agree with the Red Sox fan over here. I think we see who the real sports fans here are here, the people who believe in integrity and traditions of the game.
Said anything on this matter.
Yeah, what is your viewpoint, Mike?
Steroids, to me, I'm a huge baseball fan. It's my favorite sport. So, to me, steroids have really insulted the game of baseball. I'm not saying I agree with all of your points.
Oh, that's fine.
And to me, anybody that's taken steroids doesn't make you a bad person, because Mark McGwire is a very good example.
It made Barry Bonds a bad person.
Barry Bonds,
after taking steroids,
is a goon.
Mark McGwire started punching his wife in the face.
Mark McGwire is...
But like Ken Caminiti, for example.
Yeah.
That's a rough case, because, here's a guy who's a nice guy, takes some steroids to, get ahead in the game, because it's a very competitive sport, and he ends up dying.
I want to see guys get into the league because they're good, not because they're performance enhanced or anything like that.
But at the same time, would you rather see somebody who's throwing the ball 105 miles an hour, hitting 70 home runs, or would you rather see this guy who's really trying hit 15 home runs with a 267.
That's pure
average.
baseball.
What if we were to get like genetically modified superhumans to play baseball? So everybody's a superhuman. We have like a super fast guy who can jump like 60 feet.
That would definitely be Fox's.
Okay.
dream.
Guess what? That would also be the greatest show
That'd be
ever.
terrible. That'd be
And I would go and I would pay, and I'd probably bet on it too.
To see someone leap 60 feet in the air vertically, I
Yeah.
would
So-
definitely bet on that.
Steroids can do that.
Steroids are.
You need to take
to
a
go.
lot of them, yes.
Steroids have to go in any sport. Steroids just have to go.
No, and no, not in baseball.
Okay, what
Ring's
about,
right over there, Andy.
is this an official
are you
challenge?
challenging me?
Steroids definitely have to go. They have no place in professional sports
All
whatsoever.
right, I'm going to challenge you. All right. Boxing match.
Okay, we have our first challenge.
Antes de empezar una relación cibernética con un hombre, piensan cómo puede terminar.
Hello, I'm John Enkosky. Right now, we're about to go into a mad minute of boxing here at Mouthguard. Andrew Eldrige has challenged Daniel Day to a match over the use of steroids. Andy pro, Dan against. Ready, set, debate. Stand up, okay. Now no more lifting.
No more lifting, no more grabbing.
Ready, set, debate, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm Randy Perkins, Director of Promotions here at the main channel. For all of you out there who are involved in a student organization, I'm offering you a chance to get more recognition for your organization and more participation. Here at the main channel, we are working on several different programs that are made for students and by students. Take, for example, Mouthguard, UMaine's premier boxing debate show. 3 panelists discuss a variety of topics, including politics, social issues, art, and culture. And if topical disagreement continues, the option of boxing it out is available. For those sports fans out there, we have Black Bear Nation, a weekly sports program that keeps students up to date with Black Bear sports teams. And what would any channel be without the news? The Today, Tonight, and Tomorrow show airs live twice a week that focuses on campus news while highlighting national and regional news. Sports and entertainment sections are also shown. Like I said earlier, we want to promote your organization, no matter what it is. Main Channel Promotions will provide your commercials free of charge and will place them wherever these great shows are aired. So contact myself, Randy Perkins, on First Class, or come on down to the station at 219 Alumni Hall and check us out. And remember, all promotions with us are free, so don't pass this up.
And we're back. Okay, I think we learned a lot of things just now. One, that we need to implement new boxing rules on this show. For instance, no grappling, no lifting. If people fall on the floor, take a timeout.
As awesome as it is.
As awesome as it is, and funny to watch.
You gotta give the people what they want, John.
Exactly.
We don't want to bury anybody.
One thing with him, I agree on.
We've already sent too many people away in coffins from this show.
I'm telling you, after enough
Okay.
concussions, you can take any hit.
We also learned that steroids are perfectly acceptable in not only the use of baseball, but of everyday life.
David and Goliath, boys. David and Goliath.
Hey, if you're a
Has
gross
nothing to do with
checkout guy and need steroids, go for it. Okay, on to our next topic. There are so many pseudo sports out there. Games like golf, bowling, cheerleading, some people call a sport. Okay, what do you guys say actually constitutes a sport? Should we be calling these bowlers athletes? Anybody? I'll start with you since you usually have something to say.
Well, I mean, you know, I have respect for anyone who puts passion and talent into something they love to do every day. I mean, for most athletes, any real athlete, it's just for the love of the game, whatever that game may be. You know what I mean? Now, I mean, see, there are some sports, you know, you're talking about these pseudo sports that, honestly, I'd consider a little bit more of an activity, if you will. You know what I mean? Not to demean their sport, just say that.
Well, it's not a sport, not to demean their activity. Because they're not sports, right?
Well, depends.
What do you think isn't a sport? What do you think isn't a sport?
Oh,
Get to the point, yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure where we're going with it.
Oh, NASCAR?
You just
think
gonna
that's
talk?
NASCAR, is that a
NASCAR.
sport?
Oh, definitely.
You think NASCAR is a sport?
NASCAR is not a sport.
NASCAR
You gotta
is not a
understand.
sport.
You gotta understand though.
If dude, NASCAR, you gain just you. I mean, I gain a lot of weight. But you shed just as many calories like on stage as like a rocker than you do, you know, in a car doing NASCAR.
Well, I mean, have you ever done 500 laps of a race?
All the time.
I just want to take a time out
I've
for
driven
anyone.
500 miles.
Andy, please. The host is talking. Anyone at home that's unfamiliar with NASCAR, it's a guy sitting in a car doing this. Vroom, vroom.
I've always
And every now and
Just
then,
so we're all
every
clear.
now and then he does this.
Well, see, I'm not
I get
really
my tires
defending
fixed.
necessarily NASCAR. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like
You're just defending the sport.
I'm saying the sport of racing, of motor
It's not a
sport.
sport.
It's not a sport, though.
What
It's
is it a
the
sport?
activity. NASCAR. Hey, in NASCAR, racing, anything that involves a vehicle.
Anything that involves something doing work.
Except
for
for
him.
Okay,
Except
so
for bicycles.
Okay, now
Bicycles
let's think
is
about other sports that involve simply someone maneuvering a vehicle of some sort. So you would say that
mean
like
like
Moto
NASCAR?
X, like at the ESPN,
Like what?
Moto X, you know what I mean? Like on Winter Games, where they do all sorts of cycle tricks.
Those are just recreational activities.
Okay, well,
I can do that.
All right, what would you gentlemen consider? Well,
Okay.
let's hear your side of the argument.
Let me just
My
ask.
side of the argument?
Yeah.
To me, anything that involves any kind of machine doing work for you is not a sport whatsoever.
Is
I mean,
a
it could
Okay,
be
so-
be entertainment, it could be an activity.
Let me
or
ask you
something like
this.
that. No, you already talked. You already
Okay,
talked.
that's fine.
It could be an activity. It could be, it could be fun to watch. I'm not saying, skateboarding, that can be a sport because, it involves, leg power and, stamina. But, I've never done it. I never plan on trying it. But, any NASCAR has just, that shouldn't even be in the same.
Essentially,
Yeah.
what you're saying is like, let's say my name were Brad, and I had a dad who really liked NASCAR. I have a dad who does not like a sport but an activity.
If you like an activity, I like watching activities.
Okay, I just want to get that clarified.
But just to say, I go back to my point. You gain a lot of calories, on stage, just rocking out, just as many as you do,
You
in a car.
gain a lot of calories. You lose.
You lose a lot. Did I say gain again?
You said gain.
How about this? You gain chicks when you're on a stage rocking out.
And nothing's more fattening than eating women.
There you go.
I've never seen any women at a race of any kind, at a drag race, or not. I've never seen that. Oh, I was just saying, by that logic, you'd say that any kind of sport, say like polo or horse racing, the sport of kings, horse racing, by your logic, you'd consider that, is that a sport or is it an activity?
Polo?
Horse racing, polo.
Okay.
Horse racing, for the horses and stuff.
Hold up.
You know what? The ring's right over there.
Well, I'm just asking you the
The
question.
ring is right over
I just
there.
wanted to
Is
hear
this a
your
challenge, Mike?
This is a challenge. I'm going to prove you wrong right now.
Okay, we've got a challenge.
Cuando vas a la cárcel por cometer un crimen con un arma de fuego, tu familia también sufre la sentencia.
And we're back for yet another mad minute of boxing here at Mouthguard. Right now we have Mike Johnson, who has challenged Daniel Day over whether or not NASCAR is a sport. Dan says it is, Mike says it isn't. Ready, set, debate.
Woo! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stop.
And we just had a Mouthguard tie. The tiebreaker for today is going to be a push-up competition. Who can do more push-ups in 30 seconds? We're going to start with Mike since it was his challenge. Okay, let's get to Mike. Ready? Ready, set, push-up. 1, 2, 3, 4,
27, 28, maggot, 29. Cut! Rolls it down. 30 push-ups.
That was good. You okay?
Okay, you ready?
He's gonna kill me, I think.
Okay. Ready, set, push up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 28, 29, 30, 31. Okay.
Oh, he milked that last one.
He beat you by 1.
Ask any racer, any real racer. Winning is winning. It doesn't matter whether it's an inch or a mile.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, I think we just learned that NASCAR is in fact a real sport.
Racing
settled.
is a real sport.
Okay, racing is a real sport. Yeah.
Roger.
All right, just like Dale Earnhardt.
Yes, sir. Dale Earnhardt Enterprises, boys, one of the largest racing firms in the world. Also, Carroll Shelby.
End of story.
Oh, guess what? I could beat him in an arm wrestling match right now.
Oh, I'd love to see you beat Carroll Shelby in an arm
love
wrestling
you.
match.
Shut
up. I can beat.
I would pay any amount of money to see that.
Shut up. On to our next topic. Let's pound through this. The Super Bowl. Who is gonna win?
The Pats.
Giants.
Dan?
With the Pats as well.
Giants.
The Pats.
Okay,
I can make an argument. Well, we can all agree that the Colts aren't going to win because the other Colts.
I like the Patriots, but I don't like their secondary, and I don't like their.
I don't like the 49ers.
Neither do
We're
I.
not talking about the 49ers. The 49ers have won the Super Bowl for years. You're
yeah.
a Niners fan.
Because
They used to,
the
though.
49ers are
One
like
point
the
in time
worst
they
team
did.
in like the history of football.
What's that?
I said the 49ers are like the worst team.
The worst team in the history of football?
Yeah, the
5 for 5 in Super Bowls?
how about the Pats?
The Patriots are what? 3 for 4?
How about Tom Brady?
Tom Brady? Yeah.
How about
He's got some rings.
He's got some rings.
This is
Yeah.
amateur.
Do you want to box again? No.
I think both of you are at challenges. But
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
no,
both out
no.
of challenges.
you can give me a challenge.
I could, but
You're
I
welcome.
agree with you. So yeah, I
No,
think
I
the
know.
Pats suck. Let's rumble.
No, we're not going to box again.
No more
but-
boxing.
No more
Oh,
boxing.
yeah.
He's terrible.
Everybody got their licks
Foxy
to the little
boxing,
guys, so now
which
they're
means
done
you guys
playing.
have to take off your
No.
clothes.
We're going to have to take off our clothes?
Yes.
Glad.
I'll only do it if Mike does it.
Why are you looking at me, Joe?
Okay. Let's get a little mouthguard skin on here.
We can't show porn, but
Not porn. We're only going to show a little bit of shaft. Okay. I think we all determined that the Brooklyn Dodgers will win the Super Bowl.
That's a fair
And
bet. Fair bet.
let's
Yeah.
wrap up everything we learned today. I think we learned that kids should take steroids, all of them. We also learned that NASCAR is in fact a sport. We learned that the Super Bowl may or may not be played by baseball teams. Any other final comments from anyone?
no, this was a good
Do
show.
I at least get some points for doing sexy push-ups?
Okay, there's no points.
There's win and lose.
Lost by not doing as many as him
That's understandable, I guess.
because you're
Overall,
larger
good
and
show, though.
slower.
Am I at least more sexy than he is?
Okay.
Good job
I
today.
think that's a wrap. Good show, everyone.
awesome. Yep. Excellent. Excellent. Thanks for
John.
coming on, Dan. Yeah, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, no problem.
Dan.
Anytime.
Yeah, that was a great episode.
I was fighting the mold in the bowl with my pee when a thought popped into my brain. If all of us hated high school so